Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. Happy Thursday to you and your family. We're obviously taking a look at Shiba Inu here, helping you understand kind of the next steps, big picture, best practice, whole 9 yards there. Effectively look at the technical analysis and just kind of go in from there. So again, if you are new to the channel, just know I'm not a financial advisor, right? I love teaching people to trade. So if you do want to trade better, cryptocash.tech is a site, link down below. You can just become part of an amazing community. I've got over 1,000 members in my Discord there. We're all learning and growing together. It's a phenomenal experience. And the great thing about it too is that I've been able to send out trade signals and we can all learn from our mistakes. So that's the benefit of this here. I mean, look at how awesome some of my traders are doing lately. I've got some really fantastic groups and just, everyone's kicking some butt too. The great thing about that is the simple fact that, if you win, you win together, you lose together, sure. But for the most part, we're pretty much only winning right now in the bear market. It's really, really cool. Take a look at some of these profits here we've taken recently. Granted, this was 3 days ago, but we took 195% from Solana in 3 days. Let's see here. There was also a really healthy one here from Ethereum, 83% in 15 days. So you got to keep in mind, we're not just taking this profit overnight, but it is absolutely good consistent profit that we're benefiting from. So take a look here as well, 42% from Ethereum in 11 days. 50% from BNB in 10. These are some of my favorite trading pairs to trade. So again, really awesome stuff. Check that out in your own time. If you want to be part of something bigger too, we got a $10,000 prize pool every single month with Bitget. Fantastic exchange. My favorite by far. And of course, you do need to use leverage. If you want to use leverage, you do need to use a VPN. Okay, so I got you covered there as well. I just recently partnered with Express. Super awesome company to work with, and I can tell you that I've been using their service for years, and it's really cool to be able to have that affiliation to benefit my community like that. So thanks again so much for the assistance. So take a look here at Shiba Inu. We want to kind of draw out some, maybe some trend lines, first of all, because it does look like we've broken some descending trends here. Then we can also draw out some Fibonacci retracement levels as well and kind of see what that looks like here, okay? So let's go ahead and take a quick peek. We're going to do most recent fibs here from the most recent high to the most recent low and kind of get perspective on what that looks like. Because right now you can see it kind of etching its way up specific key level Fibonacci's. We got rejected at 0.786, right there 882. But right now the price is consolidating below another support / resistance level at 0.618, which is 860. So just keep in mind 0.618 is the most consistent Fibonacci retracement level you'll see in Fibonacci or just the world of trading, even nature, right? It's just a very consistent number. So that being said, we can expect that to be a potential resistance, a very strong resistance moving forward. You can also see recently we've had some trouble getting past that level too, where the candle wicks go up and back down, close below that level, okay? So again, it's just kind of one of those situations where that's generally the concept. Another thing though to consider too as well is most recent lows, okay? So if we take this low here and draw it all the way out, we zoom in, we can see that low is essentially creating somewhat of a support level. While we did spend about a week down below that level, for the most part, we can expect that to be a nice support level moving forward based on previous trends, okay? That being said, we can also see how strong of a resistance it was, and now we broke above that, and we are ascending bullishly. Okay, so we got some really positive stuff here in the sense of things. I really like what we see, and I cannot complain at all with the way that things are shaping up here for Shiba Inu. It definitely looks like it's quite favorable. So again, we're going to look at some standard stuff, but generally speaking, trendline reversals, and just the fact that we broke through that key level resistance, and we've been ascending bullishly for 2 days in a row. It's a very good sign. All right, so let's take a quick look at volume. We can see I have increased volume here recently, which is excellent. We're up over 50 on the RSI tentatively. Keep in mind I say tentative because obviously the candlestick hasn't closed yet today, and you don't want to just jump in without confirmation. To me, confirmation would be a closure above that level. So in all reality, the price action closing at 884 or higher would give us that confirmation, okay? Because we just close above and the likelihood of it continuing higher from there is greater. Keep in mind, we're also ascending bullishly here as well. We got really good, strong convergence there on the MACD. Okay, so the daily looks pretty favorable. Let's see what the moving averages tell us here. And we can see, no surprise, the price is getting rejected, of course, by the 50-day SMA. That's a very common characteristic in the first time it's tested. Okay, but the key here is if we can break above that level, we'll be off to a really good start. Between now and then, we can expect this range here between 860 and 882 to be a strong resistance. Okay, so recommend taking profits before we get to that level, just in the general sense, because it's A wise man once said, "It's not you can't be profitable if you never take profits." I think somebody said that in our community once. It stuck, and it's totally like a funny little meme now. But what I'm getting at is that yeah, the truth be told, we have to take profits in order to be profitable, right? You can't just greed out and hold on for dear life. Of course, different story if it's a long-term investment. But short term, you're going to be buying and selling within a month or less. Then yeah, you got to take some profits when profits are due. All right. We want to look at overextension here too, and kind of see if that is a potentiality here or not. Because if we see we've come up to an 8 previously, down to a 6, then we come all the way up to a 6 here with a nice little reset in between. So in truth, we're working. This is a very healthy continuation. You see the price actually come up and over, consolidating at key level supports. But we got to keep in mind too, we're fairly overextended here because if you include this increase as well, we're probably right at a 9 plus. So this is roughly about a full 36 hours of continuation of the upside, even though we had this slight pullback here that still wasn't enough to warrant that increase. But what's really cool is if you see this resistance level, see how the price keeps getting rejected out here consistently? But look what happens. It breaks above, comes down and bounces off that level and continues higher. So real common characteristic in trading. It's where a resistance turns support. You see that a lot in price discovery as well. But this is a relatively new price discovery, so in essence it's kind of similar. But what I'm getting at here is that's positive continuation, so the likelihood of the price coming down lower than 821 or 820 as a round number is extremely low. Okay, so I think 820 is going to be a strong support level we can rely on. I do also feel this 0.618 level at 845 is also going to be a nice strong support level as well. Okay, so again, that's kind of where we're looking at there, generally speaking. And actually, correction, that one's 0.618, that is the halfway mark, 0.5, right there at 844 is a support. So one of two things could happen. We could see a bear, a bullish flag where the price continues to work itself into a wedge and come up higher. So the price continues to remain at this level for a few more hours, at least just say 24 more hours, then the likelihood of it breaking upwards is extremely high. Okay, because again, that difference is being broken between the longs and the shorts, and as the longs start to continue to go higher, the short starts getting squeezed out. That's what we saw here earlier as well. So generally speaking, mostly positive here, favorable on the daily and the 4 hour. We do want to recognize that we're still overextended to an extent. So if the price doesn't calm down and retrace for at least just say another half to a full day, then we're going to have a situation where the price action may continue upwards. Okay, or sorry, may continue downwards with a potential bounce upwards. Let me explain what I mean by that here too. In fact, let's go ahead and go to the hourly, and let's quickly address the extensions here first. We don't really have any overextensions, and it's been pretty consistent from 9s and bouncing up and getting rejected. So the fact that we're not at a 9 right now tells me that we should still go sideways. The Ichimoku cloud is getting closer to an end here though, so the lagging span coming close to the price action really just tells us you want to take some profits if you haven't already. Okay, because a pullback would make more sense if it were to. All right. Now, granted, we still have the benefit of the cloud here, the upper and lower leads. So hypothetically, the price could bounce off this level once again at 844. That would be an awesome probability. But also keep in mind, conversion line is starting to get closer to the baseline, telling us we're losing that momentum. So we've kind of got 1 out of 3 indicators saying to take some profits if you haven't already. And when I say take profits, you don't close your whole position. A lot of times, the best thing to do is take 65 to 80% of your first, your initial investment, take that profit, and then move your stop loss to break even, wherever you got in it. And that kind of averages things out for you. So that's kind of what we're looking at there in that sense. And to kind of tie into, the 4 hour overextension there, I mean, based on what we see in that regard, the pullback would make more sense, right? But again, we probably won't see a massive pullback. So what we want to do, we want to get a closure today above 844. Honestly, that'd be optimal. And a closure below 860, because if it breaks above, it'll probably get rejected out, because we don't want it to move up that high that fast. So ideally, we're going to just be range bound for 24 hours between 844 and 860, and then we'll reevaluate and kind of figure it out from there. But what we're looking for is consolidation at either one of those two levels, because likelihood of the price action staying in this range is pretty high. But if it averages itself out up here, then it should squeeze itself upwards, because again, we're getting that ascending type of wedge. If it averages itself down below here, we might need to wait a little bit longer and see if it legs down again and we lose the cloud on the 1 hour to the 828 mark here, which again has proven to be a strong resistance level, therefore strong support. So there's a great chance, again, to me personally, that we will inevitably see an uptrend either direction it takes, right? But it makes a lot more sense to wait for the lower price point than it would be to get in right now and just hope for the best. Okay, so again, you do hope for the best in trading, but you also want to expect the worst. And I think right now we could very well see a further pullback. I'm going to put an alert here at about so you're right at the range of the previous resistance, right about 8. We'll do 835. Just that way I can get kind of alerted if the price were to lose the support here, come back down, if we're still honoring the ascending trend, and of course, holding above the cloud, depending on the circumstances, then that would be possibly a good time to get into. So that's what I'm looking at there. That's me personally. These are just my thoughts and opinions. Hopefully they were beneficial for you. You learned something here today. Continue to watch my videos if you want to learn a lot more. Of course, I salt and pepper a lot of different benefits into it, if you will. Hey, you want to become a better trader? You just want to bite the bullet? Consider registering with CryptoCash.tech, and just know that the rates will be changing here soon, just based on demand, and bringing on some new employees. So I would recommend registering soon so you can lock in your rate. You'll be grandfathered in if you start before we adjust the rates. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you in the next one.